All right.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Will you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from?
Okay, my name is Vinod Malhotra. I'm originally from New Delhi, India. I came to this country 43 years ago. So presently I'm a citizen of America and I have lived here so long, spent more time in America than in India. So basically, this America is my home and it has been a worthwhile experience. And
Why do you live in Utah? Why do you choose to live here of all the places you could live in America?
well, we lived in Denver for 25 years before coming to Utah, and the primary reason for coming to Utah was I'm a chemical engineer, and we did a project in Cedar City, Utah. We designed a chemical plant for a client of ours. I used to work for an engineering company. So that brought me to Cedar City, and after the plant was constructed and commissioned, I went back to Denver to my job. Then they had few issues with the plant and they expressed a very strong desire for me to come and work for them. And since I lived in Denver, bigger city than Cedar City, we didn't want to really come here, because plus kids had their friends over there, and for the kids, when they go to a new place, they think they will never get friends again. So just to calm the kids down and to calm my wife down, I said, oh, we are not going. But I was offered a very unique opportunity and gilded offer by the company. So I did that against the objections of my children and my wife. But they have lived in Cedar City, Utah for 18 years, and this has been a tremendous experience for us.
So things have worked out.
Worked out for us.
What is it about Utah that you like the most?
Utah, I want to be very honest with you. I like southern Utah. Northern Utah, I don't really. I have not spent too much time there, but southern Utah is beautiful, especially the Cedar City. And the uniqueness of Cedar City is that it is a 1 mile high city. Like Denver is also a 1 mile high city. So you get to have a snow, you get cold, unlike some places like St. George, which is not far away from Cedar City. But they don't see snow, they don't see what we see here in Cedar City. Plus, small town, I thought small towns I didn't like before coming here, but I'm in love with Cedar City. Only problem with the Cedar City is the folks are listening. Some of the folks, it is windy. That is the only objection. It's too windy over there.
Let's talk about the people for a minute. How do you feel about the people of Utah or Cedar City?
People of Utah is comparing with the experience in Denver, and comparing the experience I had, because I used to also live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and then I also lived in Rapid City, South Dakota. The difference is here, comparing especially with Cedar City, with Cincinnati and Denver. Denver and Cincinnati, they are fast-moving places. A lot of diversity, a lot of people from all over the world, I believe. Still, it is not like New York, not like California. But one thing I found which was lacking in Utah is the lack of diversity. But I think that gets compensated by the friendly nature of the people. And I think I see a little bit more attention to the family values. Families, they tend to are a little bit more glued to each other. I think they use a lot of glue, I guess. So they're difficult to separate. Whereas other places, that is lacking. But again, here this little bit of as I said, there's not too much of diversity. So this little bit lacking as compared to the rest of the country, in my opinion.
What do you like to do for fun in Utah?
Fun in Utah. Well, my fun in Utah is the Cedar City is a very placid place. I'm not old, but I just enjoy walking. That is my something which is a source of pleasure for me. In Cedar City we have this walking trail, but I think this is much better than what we got over there, because you are probably have more money than Cedar City does. But over there we do have very nice trails for going for a walking, for a jogging, stuff like that. So that is the main activity I pursue, because I believe that I don't go for other activities like skiing and all that, because it costs money, plus it is, I don't know if I can handle it health wise.
One more question. What are your plans for? Okay, this is two questions. Do you plan on living in Utah the rest of your life? And if not, what are your plans?
Well, our plans are, they are not set in concrete yet, because depends on what happens in life. But basically we are not any different from anybody else. We have two daughters. One lives here and one lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I don't know about you guys, I don't know if you guys are married or not, but once you get married, you have children, and children are grown up, your life moves around, revolves around your children and grandchildren. So just to answer your question, where we will be in Utah or somewhere else, that depends where they end up. Because, as I said, though they are grown up, but we are parents, we still worry about them, we'll be worried about them, though they want us to go away from them, but we are not going to do that. So we'll be still chasing them.
Hey, thank you for your time.
Yeah.